Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit the ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Let's take a look again at the euro currency. The situation here is very interesting in the recent trading sessions. So you can see that market is creeping higher. And yesterday we suggested that probably market should show another splash up. That's our minimum target was the continuation to the 1618 extension of that pattern, A, B, C bottom. It's 1618. That market hasn't hit yet. Well, and we have made this assumption based on some intraday patterns. Particularly speaking, that was the butterfly on the hourly time frame, that was the bullish dynamic pressure on the 4-hour time frame. Well, but on the daily time frame currently, I see some moments that also could be very interesting for us and very useful. First of all, take a look where market stands right now. It stands above the weekly pivot resistance 1. That is this dark red line. Stands around 132.26. Market now makes an attempt to creeping higher. We know that if weekly pivot resistance 1 can't hold the retracement after downward action, that could mean that in the short-term perspective that could be some sort of the reversal or even further upward continuation to the upside. Also take a look at the nature of how market behaves in this area. So that is small candles with the creeping higher, some kind of the potential building of the bullish energy. This looks like the rising flag or pennant. Very often that sort of the consolidation leads to fast acceleration. When the market breaks through the resistance, it usually shows as strong move up. I can't say that it has to happen, but that happens very often. After small calling with the upward direction, market shows this explosive acceleration. Another important moment is that some times ago we have discussed the moment that if market will return right back in this area, that it will be protected. So you can see market tested once, twice. The first test, third test, market has broken through, retested this low and continue move high. If market will returns in this consolidation, and when market usually returns in the previously broken consolidation, it very often leads market to the opposite border of this consolidation. So that will be around 132.23 area. It's approximately 100 pips to the upside. And if this will be really, if all moments will come together, if it will be the first acceleration, if market will really continue move higher, in this case, this could be the next target. First of all, because that's previous swing high. Second, that is the monthly pivot resistance 1. It's 132.25 approximately. And take a look. That will be the daily overbought. Hardly market will pass through it within the current week. I can't exclude that if market will reach this area, the next target will be around 133 that we have specified. That is the 100% of this pattern A, B, C bottom. That was the 618. That will be 100%. That's ABCD pattern, in fact, that we have discussed on the weekly time frame. So we know that, at least currently, we assume that market should continue move higher, but unfortunately, it's difficult to predict how far this move will be. The minimum it will reach this area is around 130, 135. That's 1618 extension. Very probable that even on the current week, if this will be really fast acceleration, market could reach this area. Some retracement could fall here, probably, I do not know, but that will be the next target. But if market already will pass through the 618, the next target automatically will be 100%. If market will pass through the 618 without any reasonable retracement, so you can see by this action, market has shown just the 38 from the most recent swing. So that is not just the 38 from the whole move. It's very shallow, shy retracement after the upward move. So when market usually breaks the 618, in fact, without any respect, we could say, that very often leads market to the 100%. and especially if it will pass through the weekly period resistance 1, will pass through the 618. Well, with a huge probability this will be the next destination, although here market will meet some barrier due to overbought and the monthly period resistance 1. Some retracement could follow, but the next target in this case with a high probability will be around 133 area. That's what we could talk about the daily time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, in fact I can't draw any new here because you can see this very tight consolidation stance. What we see, actually we've got more dynamic bullish development. So you can see market forms higher lows, continue move creeping higher while trend holds bearish. That in fact point on at least taking out of these highs. The 1618 extension is this most recent butterfly, stands precisely in an area around the target on the daily time frame at this area. So that will be our minimum target to the upside. In fact, it stands the same as we have discussed yesterday. Well, on the hourly time frame, you can see that market in fact has turned to some sideways consolidation. It also shows some sort of the bullish pressure because you could see that trend holds bearish here, but price action stands flat. Now trend has shifted to the bullish side, market starts to move to the upside. The minor target of the breakout of this consolidation will be slightly higher than the target on the daily time frames, around 130-150 area. So usually the target of the breakout of the sideways consolidation equals to the height of this consolidation to count it to the upside. That's what will be the target. Well, anyway, the overall behavior of the market and how it behaves on the daily, on the 4-hour time frame, points on the upward continuation. Well, minimum target we probably could see even today, so 30 pips higher than market stands now, but in general I can't exclude move even on the current week, something significantly higher to the monthly period resistance 1. That is also possible. So keep an eye on this sideways range. Well, the fact if market will break this area to the downside and move below this confluence, that will be in fact a risk for the upward action. Here, if market will show absolutely unlogical behavior and will break this to the downside, will move below the monthly pivot point, this will be, you could say, absolutely contradictional action to the bullish development. In this case we probably could say that we could get downward action, but until this will not happen and market stands inside this range, all moments now point on the potential upward continuation to the levels that we have specified.